Now, speaking of insufferable women, we are back with a Michelle Obama update. Michelle Obama is the gift that keeps on giving because she just won't shut her mouth. Michelle Obama will not stop talking. And every time she opens her mouth to talk, she becomes less and less likable. That's who Michelle Obama is. So she went on a podcast. I believe it was some like NPR podcast. She's not going on conservative podcasts. Okay. I would actually love to see like Michelle Obama go on Rogan or sit down with anybody who's going to press her on any of her lies and her BS. But Michelle Obama goes on this podcast, and we have a clip. Let's look at that.
You know, the thing I keep thinking is like, wow, I don't know if my ambition has ever fully been able to actualize itself because of the nature of what me and my husband have done. I mean, you know, I guess you could argue as a team,
right?
You know,
it wasn't about your individual ambition.
Was it right? It was the team ambition, and I went along arguably kicking and screaming, right?
Michelle Obama says her ambition was never fully actualized, and she went along with her husband kicking and screaming. Well, can we have our tax dollars back? I think there are many of you who would like your tax dollars back because we paid for this broad to sit up in the White House for 8 years, and apparently she hated it, okay? We paid for her to fly around on a private jet and to eat crumpets and scones and to be first lady and to go plant her frickin' vegetables, which didn't go anywhere, and to do her push-ups on Ellen. We paid for her Secret Service. We still pay for her security and Secret Service and so many of the amenities Michelle Obama enjoys. I'm so sorry. Michelle Obama, I'm so sorry your ambitions were never fully actualized. I'm sorry being First Lady of the United States and getting to do anything you ever dreamt of is not good enough for you. Okay, there are plenty of women and men out there whose ambitions were never fully actualized. You got to be the First Lady of the United States. I'm so sorry it was miserable for you, but I'm so sick of this woman complaining. Michelle Obama, you are a whiny ass complainer. Okay, we're gonna send you to Bitch Island because all you do is bitch and moan. So shut up, Michelle Obama. We're tired of you. Your ambitions were never fully actualized. Well, you're sitting around a massive mansion in Martha's Vineyard. You have massive homes, like $100 million contracts allegedly with Netflix and book deals, and your ambitions were never fully actualized, and you went kicking and screaming into the White House? Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Michelle Obama. Get over it. Literally, cry me a freaking river. And this shows how out of touch these elite Democrats are. These elite Democrats are so out of touch with working class Americans that they are going on podcasts saying their dreams were never fully realized when they literally lived in the White House for 8 years. So screw you, Michelle Obama. Let's move on. Now, continuing our discussion on insufferable, disgusting women, we have to talk about Cynthia Nixon from Sex and the City. You might know her as the redhead Miranda. She's really the gift that keeps on giving. She's another delusional woman who seems to be so out of touch with how the rest of the country feels. But this is what happens when you're an elite, liberal New Yorker celebrity. You think the world revolves around Manhattan, right? The world goes New York, New Jersey, a bunch of other stuff, and then California. You love to fly over the rest of the country and look down on all these states, but then you want to go back to your rich liberal enclave in New York City. That's who Cynthia Nixon is. So Cynthia Nixon went viral over the weekend. She went viral. She went viral for posting a picture in a hat that says, "Make abortion great again." And it is obviously a red hat in the style of a Make America Great Again hat. So she's out on a boat. She's enjoying herself. It says, "Make abortion great again." Well, Cynthia Nixon, she's not raising the Brady Bunch here. So perhaps she has had several abortions. I don't know. Now she's a lesbian. One of her children, maybe her only child, is transgender. She clearly is not Mother of the Year. But this is what these feminists are doing, okay? All they care about is abortion. Literally all Cynthia Nixon cares about, Alex Cooper, Charlize Theron, all of these rich, out-of-touch celebrities, the most important issue to them, as it was in November of 2024 during the election, is abortion, okay? The day the Dobbs decision came down and Roe was overturned, their whole worlds came crashing and burning all the way to the ground. That is who Cynthia Nixon is. I thought this hat was tone-deaf and disgusting. Let's say you do support abortion, right? Let's say Cynthia Nixon supports abortion. It's her choice to be pro-choice. She lives in New York City. She chooses to live in this ultra-liberal enclave. But why is abortion such a flippant topic that women are just joking about it now? I look on social media, I look on TikTok, girls are saying, "Oh, I had 5 abortions, I had 10 abortions, I can't even remember how many abortions I had." Cynthia Nixon is posting, "Make abortion great again," murdering a baby. murdering something that's inside of you and growing, make abortion great again, is so disgusting to me. If you're going to go get an abortion, you don't need to come on the internet and brag about it. I really, really think it's gross. I think Cynthia Nixon is perpetuating, as I said earlier, this old school 2015 feminism from 10 years ago. She doesn't realize where the culture has moved on. Okay. And if you say you support life, you're now called pro-natalist. God forbid you want to bring more healthy babies into the world and populate the planet. You want more happy families with happy children running around. But Cynthia Nixon is so flippant. She goes out there and wears a Make Abortion Great Again hat. But Cynthia Nixon, right, even though she's raising Jewish children, she's also very pro-Hamas. She's very pro-Palestine. She supports all these sort of liberal kids at Columbia and Harvard running around in their keffiyehs trying to pretend that they're victims. So she actually has a picture with Mahmoud Khalil. If you remember, he was the pro-Hamas Columbia University sympathizer. She's been posting pictures and hanging out with Mahmoud Khalil. So this is who Cynthia Nixon chooses to cavort with. I don't know what Sex and the City is doing with the reboot, keeping her around. She is not likable. She is one of the most liberal, extreme women. She's pro-Hamas, she's pro-abortion, she's pro-transing her children. I would love for her and her trans child to go visit Gaza. Go visit Gaza with your transgender child and let me know how it feels. Let me know how things go for you when you take all your LGBT stuff over to Gaza, okay? It's probably not going to go well for you, but keep hugging. Keep hugging on Mahmoud Khalil, your best friend, and keep wearing your ridiculous hats. I think the hat is absolutely disgusting, especially because there could be some young girls who look up to her. I don't think many young girls are looking up to Cynthia Nixon. She was never the favorite on Sex and the City. She doesn't have a lot to offer the culture. But Cynthia Nixon, you're disgusting with the Make Abortion Great Again hat, hanging out with Mahmoud Khalil. You've shown us exactly who you are. Am I still going to continue watching And Just Like That? Absolutely. I'm going to continue hate watching the show because I've already invested years of my life. Okay, I've already watched all of Sex and the City. I'm watching their reboot. So of course I will continue to watch Miranda plummet and spiral into absurdity.